I'd like to start off with some general questions about your work in advanced research. Many admire what you've accomplished. Can you tell us what drives you?
I like to abide by logical reasoning. Sometimes that requires making choices that others might not understand.
What exactly has your research encompassed over the past decade?
It's been that long, I guess. For one, I dabble with cells, trying to conjure their ability for DNA replication in a therapeutic applications like organ donations. Then at times I like to take biology to the next level, working with organoids through computing, artificial intelligence. It's all very complicated, and there's a reason why it's taken me years to get to this level of understanding.
So, what you're telling me is that the cells are degenerating over here, but if we can find a way to replace those cells with functioning cells, we could repurpose the whole tissue. But the cells that we would replace over here would have to have the same DNA as the original.
Yes, you might finally be onto something.
Your dedication to progress is undeniable. But as you know, many scientists are so preoccupied about asking themselves if they could, not if they should. This is an arbitrary example, but let's say human brain cells were proven to be conscious. Would you continue to perform neuroscience experiments on them?
Consciousness is a subjective experience, but if we based every scientific decision on a hypothetical situation, we'd be paralyzed, like a fly in a spider's web. I believe in moving forward. Look at that.
DNA is so complex, but that's what makes understanding it so important.
Wait, those are mine? I mean, are we sure about doing this, like this whole process?
Hey, don't worry. Sometimes we have to make these sorts of choices for the greater good of human life.
Wow, if it was so complicated, surely you would have had help.
Yeah, I was a mentor to a student, brilliant teenage mind. I must say, he was like a mirror, reflecting both the best and sometimes the worst of me.
A leaf of any tree is unique. No two leaves of any tree are the same. I wonder if that's how people are. Genetics are. Why do I always relate everything back to science?
Please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long.
Yeah, I can't believe the price went up by $2. Gosh, inflation, am I right?
For real. Hey, econ class.
Don't remind me.
But I mean, I guess that's the least of our concerns.
Alright, college. I mean, we'll get in somewhere, right? Hopefully.
I guess you never know what the future really holds.
Yeah. Oh shoot, it's 6 o'clock. I gotta go to work. Bye. Get the last bit. I love doing this. There we go.
This took me 2 years to figure out, and here you are, just taking everything I've done and finding a solution. You're almost like a prodigy.
Well, I do get that a lot. Genetics is sort of my thing.
You're in high school. How do you already have a thing?
Well, let's just say I have a lot of free time on my hands, so I research and investigate. I got my first microscope when I was 8 from my biology teacher as a gift, and never stopped the pursuit of knowledge ever since.
Well, in that case, I'm glad I chose the right intern. Now, do me a favor and talk to Dr. Santos about using your blood sample in the next test.
Dr. Grant. Excuse me, sir.
Sorry, just some memories.
I wanted to talk about artificial intelligence in brain cells. I mean, that raises a lot of debate. Have your ethics ever been questioned?
Of course, all the time, but there really is no concern. And if there was, you would think that the people accusing me every waking second of every day would find a way to arrest me. I conduct science. I haven't killed anyone. I just experiment.
Experiment is a relative term, Grant. For scientists, experimenting means doing controlled discovery. To the subject in the experiment, it's a terrifying process of facing the unknown, just barely held by a thin string of hope. Just keep in mind, we're used to being the scientist.
People are saying we're close to real consciousness in artificial life. Should there be limits to what science can do to humanize what it creates?
Limits are abstract in the pursuit of progress. If we keep thinking about establishing barriers to protect ourselves, we're never going to think outside the box. As of now, everything is ambiguous. We don't fully understand consciousness, what humanizing my cells even means, what it means to be a living human.
Yo, Kian. Hold on, cuz. Light work.
Alright, bro.
It's actually funny how bad this movie is, to be honest. I'm just here for the food.
Of course you are, but I mean, these chips are actually fire. Gosh, fish is great.
You say that about a lot of things. Science, running, books, playing the flute, going to the mall, going to work, going to school. You just love life, don't you?
What can I say? When you grow up alone, owned by the government, you learn to appreciate small things. Being here, it's really just a privilege. Never knew how I got here, but gotta make the most of what I got. Just wait till I'm 18. This is day 21 of our preliminary research of trying to replicate DNA in neuron cells.
Yeah, so far we just got the computer. That's all we're working with right now. Orders coming in for some cells. We're gonna start growing some things. Try to replicate some things. Work with DNA. Ted, how do you feel?
I'm feeling pretty good about this one. This is gonna work. Once we get those in, I think we got a plan.
Yeah, we're hopeful. My partner and I worked tirelessly, day and night. We grew countless things in our lab. Sometimes we did not understand what we created. Eventually, we began understanding. And long story short, we came up with a way to replicate cells, human cells. Effectively, we made clones.
Whoa. So cloning means replicating DNA, cell for cell, a carbon copy of another person.
A real person? A clone has a purpose. We create with purpose, intention. It is designed to serve.
That's amazing. And adding on, do you feel like you resonate with the purpose of cloning research?
Anyone is bound to develop a relationship with something they put so much hard work into.
What do you intend the purpose of your clones to be?
Now, that's a great scientific focus question. A clone would have organs functioning just like the original, so they have great medical potential. Usually there's prevalent immune system rejection with organ transplants, but that won't be the case when organs share the same blood, tissue, and DNA. Imagine a clone who is fed the best forms of food, nutrition, exercise, blood, its whole life. Now it has the healthiest cells and tissue ready when the original needs them. We can research a person's clone without sacrificing them.
So in that case, if your only way to survive was by cloned organs, you would take this opportunity?
Survival comes at a price, and who better to pay for it than someone who exists for that purpose? So I probably would. My partner, my friend, he understood this. If there's a greater good to achieve, sometimes pain is just a part of the process.
Every single nucleotide, making every single molecule of DNA in my cells, my entire genetic makeup, sitting in this glass container. Couple drops of blood. Can't wait to see what's in there. Maybe I can finally find out who I am, where I came from, maybe even who my parents are.
So would you willingly make the same decision for a patient as you would yourself?
What? Using cloned organs? No clone needs to make decisions about their own bodies. That's what scientists are for.
So theoretically, if Ted was in the situation, would you make the choice for him?
I mean, I would have to make my best judgment.
And if your judgment went against his, would he forgive you?
Grant, if we do this, there's no going back. You can't just think about the science, there's ethics too. If you bring a project from 17 years ago back into the light, then no one will forgive us.
Science doesn't ask for forgiveness. It asks for results.
Look around you, Grant. The world doesn't just revolve around science. Not everyone is a scientist. The world has other priorities to balance, so don't disrupt that now. Not for the sake of your research.
It's not about research, it's about saving lives. And if you don't understand that, then why are you here? You don't deserve that knowledge. You would have to ask him.
So in that case, Dr. Grant, does the purpose of your research truly serve anyone beyond yourself?
Because some things are bigger than progress.
Don't forget, I'm doing this for you.
If you were, you wouldn't try to kill something I care about, something that you care about. Trust me, this is just more about you accomplishing for something once in your life.
It serves science. It serves humanity. Every decision, every sacrifice, it was all for the greater good. Survival's demands go beyond the boundaries that we're comfortable with.
So, if survival demands it, you would take from someone else, even it's someone you cared about.
I would, because that's the cost of progress.
If your partner, who you say understands you, was in this interview right now, what would he say about these choices you're ready to make?
I'm not sure, I'm not him. It's a complicated process to save someone's life, but I don't care about the process of how this is applied. I'm responsible for making it possible. I can save lives.
You cite progress as the reasons for your doing. Do you really think all the time you act 100% fully for progress? Why don't we bring in Ted next time? He can speak too. We can get some great insight.
Next time you can bring in Ted. I think you long for the freedom and understanding your purpose. Sorry I obtained this before you. You don't need to interview me and ask me any more questions and make me come up with answers for you. Good luck. Here are your blood test results. The DNA is compatible.
I mean, I don't really do this. I trust you. You coming in?
Nah, give me 1 second. You're good to go.
I thought working in the lab was hard. Gosh. Whoa.
He didn't have the guts to do it himself because he's your friend. So I'm gonna do the hard way.
I deserve this life.
Your life doesn't mean anything. You're not even a real person.
What?
Maybe I can finally find out who I am.
DNA is compatible.
Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Please. Please, I need this.
Fred, I'm Dr. Khan. I'll be performing the neural tissue transplant today. Now don't worry, you're in good hands. Just close your eyes and we'll take care of the rest.
Doctor, how did the procedure go?
Well, we saved the original, but the invasive brain procedure, it killed the other.
Are you serious?
I told you not to do it. I told you the world would find out.
Why do you care? You're alive because of
And
it.
he isn't. I was ready to accept my time, but he just had to interfere in Mother Nature.
Are you insane? He was a nobody owned by child services. You think it makes a difference if he's owned by us?
No, not us. You.
He had no identity or autonomy. His purpose in life was served.
And that's where you've been wrong, Grant. That's where you've been wrong all along.
He was a living being unique by his character, his interests, and the people he spent time with. His identity was of intangible factors, not just DNA, and he had no purpose in life, nor does anyone. We're all just here to live life's precious moments, and that's what it means to be human.